And the next episode, we will be discussing the
Indiana Jones.
Yeah. What the fuck was that, Craig? Please stop it. It sounds absolutely fucking awful.
I know, it's terrible. No, you're talking about me.
You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
Craig.
No, Craig was doing it wrong. And you were doing it wrong.
I know I was doing it wrong. I was doing it wrong on purpose.
Yeah, but Craig wasn't. You're just getting the wrong. You're doing the notes wrong. That's what you're doing wrong.
Well, yeah, of course I'm doing the notes wrong. I'm not going to be perfect on the fucking notes, am I?
Damn it, Craig. That is not how the Indiana Jones theme goes, you utter boob. Now feel the wrath of my finger blast. Pew pew, motherfucker!
Guys, I'm not feeling too good.
Hello there, and welcome to the Geeky Dad Strike Back, Season 2, Chapter 14, Hidden Gems, the sequel. I'm your host, Ian Duffy, joined by Mike Shells here.
Hello.
Chris Moss.
Hello.
And, oh, shit, no, he's dead. And Jared Coleman.
Good evening.
How is everybody?
Yeah, not so bad. But,
Pig in a swamp.
Right, okay, well, first and foremost, I need to air a beef that I have with Christopher.
All right.
Yes.
Now, okay, right. So, Chris, you have fucking ruined Pokemon Go for me.
Sorry.
Okay, so let me put this in perspective. Both Ezra and Tommy have now become hyper-fixated on Pokemon Go. So whenever Tommy's here...
I know what it is. He sent you a new version of Pokemon Go, and it was called Grinder.
No, it wasn't that. I believe that's for what times instead, isn't it? Isn't that for finding good coffee shops?
Yeah.
Brilliant, okay.
I've spoken about this before.
No, so...
Let's get a bulb
So,
in the park at the dark.
Squirtle all over my face.
Okay. Okay. I'm just pulling myself together. So the boys have come hyper-fixated on it, right? So Ezra's got his own account now, so I'm going around at night, walking completely all around, like Penketh and Sankey, catching Pokemon at 8, 9 o'clock in the evening, so it's all dark, and there's me walking around with 2 phones, like doing catching Pokemon. And every time you get so you got 3 types of throws. You just get a normal throw, or 4 types, sorry. You get a normal throw when the Pokemon goes into the ball. You get an excellent shot if it's perfect.
Basically, you just look like some random Edo walking around the park taking pictures of people, but you're not actually.
Yeah, exactly. And then the second best one is great, but the most common one you get is when you just say nice. And every time I see the word nice pop up on the screen, all I can hear is Chris's voice in my head going, nice.
Nice.
Exactly. So about 50 times a day, all I'm hearing is Chris going,
nice.
Yeah, so exactly. So every time, you've absolutely ruined that game for me.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but we've also been watching
Chris,
all the
high five.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, no,
I'm not sorry in the slightest. That's brilliant.
I wouldn't be either.
No, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I didn't. Absolutely nothing to do with it.
The moments when you do try, sometimes you fail, but even trying, it's fucked with it. It's good.
Yeah, I will say, but Pokemon Go has absolutely taken over my life at the moment. I mean, I've spent ages having a Magikarp, and like you have to get like 400 Magikarp candy in order to evolve it into a Gyarados.
Yeah.
I spent ages walking. I must have walked about 50 kilometers with that bloody Magikarp behind me,
Just
collecting all the
literally,
candy.
literally just go down to Wig Island. There's fuck loads of them.
It's the worst thing about it. The day I managed to, I got enough candy to evolve Magikarp into a Gyarados. I ended up
talking about a game everyone stopped playing about 2 years ago, 4 years ago, even.
I remember when it
I was
first
just
came out. When it
Well, I
first
did.
came
I got
out,
it. I got it when it first
Yeah.
came out. I was walking. I used to walk to go, to Banky Station to go and pick up
Was it
Tommy
ju-
from Lancaster.
Has it
And-
genuinely become a thing again? Are people started playing it, or is it just you?
Well, no, I think I was doing like
other people.
I was doing a raid in Warrington bus station just the other day, and he was an Oriental couple about a couple of meters away from me, and I just realised I was battling with them in a raid.
Are you
I've
saying
seen
that
about-
yeah, I mean, they were probably Japanese, is what you were saying.
I don't know what you can't tell, so I don't want to be racist.
I mean,
It's just
they like Pikachu, proper Japanese.
But anyway, but yeah, there's a Pokemon Go group for Warrington Penketh, so it's always loads of people on there every day. But anyway, so the day I got the Gyarados, I evolved it. My mate only got what's the name? Only found one in a bloody park. I was sick.
Found what?
A Gyarados.
Hmm.
Got my got a Gyarados.
Behind the bins.
I don't know where bloody it was. But anyway, you can name your Pokemon.
It could have been in the public toilets. I've heard a few people have found a Gyarados in the public toilets before.
Go and hold the surface in the public toilet.
No, like 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And to come out of what's called a glory hole.
Oh dear.
No. What are you on about?
What you on about?
Come on, go, you dirty weirdo.
Anyway, so I've called me Gyarados.
Okay.
I've called him Gary.
Of course you have.
But I'm just called him Gary. I've called him.
Literally no fucking
Anything.
Let's see. Well, I went to MegaCon on Sunday last week.
I masturbated over a really, really good porn earlier.
What was it? La Bluegill?
No, it was called Baldur's Gaze 3. And it was like
you have
like-
chosen wisely.
it was like Baldur's Gate 3, but it was three gay dudes going through like Dungeons and Dragons style stuff, and they'd be like, instead of like using the powers, they'd be like, suck them off, roll a dice. That's not true.
You've rolled 3. Yes.
I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, so like actually, can I do that in the episode? Because I think that'd be really fucking funny.
It's now. Mike's been playing it so much. It's now called Baldur's Gate.
Balding Gaze 3. And it's basically just a website that I found, and because I heard everyone talking about it, and basically I go on to it, and you just have to convince the guy on the video to come.
What?
This
You
is
roll-
what I signed up for.
Like you've rolled like what?
Deception.
You rolled a run. You've just bloody bricked in your pants. So
You rolled it.
So
You
Jed,
rolled the one. You've been sprayed.
Are you talking to the cat?
The cat. The cat's not even in here.
I think he thought you meant spade.
Oh right.
Like Eric Cartman. Like, no, kitty.
She's being a turtle. I know a
Like
special kitty kid who's sleeping with mommy tonight.
Yeah, that's I know. Yeah.
There's like a million pop songs on TikTok done as like Eric Cartman, like an AI Eric Cartman, just like singing every song on the face of the earth. Every type of pop song.
This
you
is
can
why I
imagine.
don't go on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok is like a.
It's
like a black hole of just losing hours of your life.
Yeah, you might as well like just say that I want to become brain dead because
my newest obsession on TikTok is Scallies on paramotors. You know them things where they have like a parachute and like a fan on the back. There's like so many videos where it's like
just
like
some scallies who've never used one before.
No, there was one, and he did a video. It was like a pinned comment, and he did a reply, and it was like, and he goes, "How much did that cost you?" And I did a lesson for £300, and I got the parachute and the paramotor off Facebook Marketplace, and he's above the clouds, like in like a pair of trackies, and it's like his 1/10 and that, like filming his feet.
For fuck's sake. In his 110s.
Like the captions are like, you do 9 to 5 while I'm doing this, and he's just like halfway out to sea in like the middle of the afternoon, and his mum is like going over like Hoylake Golf Club, just like, hey lad,
here you
get
go.
on
You've
to
got
our
some.
layup,
We've got some extra content here just alone. This is like funny as fuck.
Yes.
Of the podcast?
Yeah.
No, there isn't.
That's why I thought.
So yeah, my confession is I saw a film at the weekend.
Hey,
You care to guess what film
You
I
went to
watched?
see Barbie, didn't you?
I did.
I want to see that.
To be fair, I want to see it as well, but I'll wait till it's out on DVD.
Yeah.
Streaming.
I
Not
don't
DVD.
know if I liked it or hated it.
You don't know?
I don't know. It's a film that really confused me. It's either really clever or really stupid. It's like some of the dialogue's like it's written by a 5-year-old.
Well,
Is it the Turtles one?
Then it's absolutely brilliant.
Oh no, is it Oppenheimer?
I did want to see Oppenheimer.
That potentially could have been, I don't
think I could sit in a cinema seat for 3 hours to watch.
Have you watched an Avengers movie?
I've never watched anything for 3 hours in the cinema because I see the running time. I'm like, fuck that. I'll wait till it's on fucking like VOD. Like genuinely, I know there's no way I'm sitting in a cinema seat for fucking 3 hours.
Even for Florence Pugh's lovely boobs.
I don't give a fuck.
Christopher Nolan wants everybody to go and watch the 70mm IMAX version, but it's just like you're going to be watching it and you're just going to see like the one bit that's going to be amazing is the bomb exploding, and the rest is just really massive people in offices like debating the merits of nuclear weapons.
And you can guarantee it's going to look better literally on your 4K home screen cinema with like 144 hertz. It's going to look better than fucking even IMAX, literally just in your face. So I'll just wait for it.
I don't know. I think I would love to see Florence Pugh's boobs in IMAX.
Why are we still talking about that?
Why are you obsessed with boobs?
Florence Pugh's boobs.
I don't even know who that is.
Have you ever seen?
No, I'm gonna look it up.
Midsummer.
Yeah,
and she's soon to be in June Part 2.
Yeah,
Florence
she's in June Part 2.
Oh, right.
Florence Pugh, yeah. She was in Hawkeye. She plays in Black Widow. She played
Oh yeah.
Black sister. Yeah.
She was the lead in Midsummer as well.
And she likes older men.
What? I don't understand your obsession.
Just nice looking.
She looks like Miley Cyrus.
She doesn't.
We like what we like. We don't.
She likes older men as well. She likes older men. Zach Braff for years.
So?
He's a lot younger than you.
I'm so confused.
No, he's 50.
Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting that you're not 60 yet.
Anyway, so yeah, I saw the Barbie movie.
Have you seen it? I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, like I said, the film just left me really confused. But I think was it because it was genius or just because my brain could not keep up with it. But John Cena's in it, which was a nice surprise.
Didn't he play a
Cena's
mermaid?
in a lot of stuff now.
He did. He played a mermaid. Yeah, he played a mermaid. Yeah.
Don't tell me anything else about it because I want to see it.
Yeah.
Okay, now you've ruined John Cena.
Massive spoilers.
Yeah, that's shocking behaviour.
Oh.
Anyone would think this would be on this podcast?
Yeah, Chris, this podcast, we never do spoilers, do we?
No, that's shocking.
No, absolutely not. Never. I am going to watch the Meg 2 this weekend, so that's gonna.
Why?
Oh, you can spoil the shit out of that.
Yeah. Oh no, I guess there might be a big shark.
Wasn't
you know what?
A big shark.
The Meg book,
it was a megalodon.
The Meg books are like one of my favorite book series. The first three.
Behave. They're books. I don't believe you for a second that they're books.
Honestly, right? They've been around since like I think '97.
Yeah, no, Chris. They were written by someone 5 years old.
I can imagine if it's got a crayon drawing of a shark on the front, then I believe it's a book. Otherwise, no, I don't believe you for a second.
I've got like three.
Jurassic Park is a book. The Meg isn't a book.
Yeah, right. What I would say about the Meg is the movie is like literally the bare bones of what the book is. The book is about 10 times better, and story's about 10 times better. The characters are 10 times better. You just made it into a big dumb popcorn movie.
It's still 10% good as a film.
Yeah.
I mean, it's entertaining. I don't mind. Tommy likes it, so we're both going to watch it. But yeah, so let's move on.
Take him to see Jaws. There's a film.
He's seen it.
The guy who writes the Meg novels, like he just exclusively writes novels about.
Hold on. Haven't we already established that they're not books?
Well, hold on. Let's hear what Jed has to say.
Oh, go on, Jed.
No, the guy who wrote the Meg novels, he exclusively writes novels about like killer sharks. Like every single thriller book that he writes is just about how much of an arsehole sharks are. Now they're like coming for people and that. It's just like his whole bibliography is just like, don't go in the sea.
I would say that I think he's done a trilogy, a sci-fi trilogy. I think he's done like a political thriller, and he's done one about the Loch Ness Monster as well, which was quite good. Which has been adapted into a film as well. So, but yeah, I love the books. I love the book. Yeah, the Loch. Yeah. So I would recommend reading his books. You can get them on Audible.
Who's the director that just likes massive spiders?
It's the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Is he Jewish?
No, like literally.
God,
like
you are so racist.
Yeah, stop being racist.
It's Barry Sonnenfeld who did the Addams Family. Like he was pitching ideas in Hollywood to have like a giant spider.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And and then didn't it turn out to be like it ended up being like a Western film, or like wasn't it like Wild Wild West or something?
Oh
like,
dear God, that's an abomination.
Yeah. And then he was pitching it for years and years, but then it ended up being Wild Wild West, and he was like, it has to have a spider in it.
Yeah, giant spider.
Oh my God.
He pitched an action movie version of The Sandman to Neil Gaiman, and Neil Gaiman thought that he was on like a prank show. How bad it was.
Not surprisingly.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all by that.
He wanted to turn like the different avatars of like the Dream and Delirium into like superhero brothers and that. And he's like, is this script for fucking real?
That's disgusting.
Talking about Neil Gaiman though, before we move on, have you watched Good Omens Series 2 yet, Jed?
Now you got the date right.
I've watched a few episodes.
What are you thinking of it?
I think it's good. I mean, anything with the David Tennant and what's the other guy's name?
It's I always forget his name as well. I shouldn't.
Martin Sheen.
Martin Sheen, yeah.
They're like best mates in real life, aren't they? So it's just they just like
genuinely are. They literally bounce off each other.
Yeah,
but I've watched all of it. I was disappointed by the end, but not because it was bad writing. I was disappointed by the end, but I don't really want to give spoilers. But yeah, you'll see why when you finish it.
It's good to see John Hamm in a part where he can actually laugh after seeing him be like an alcoholic in Mad Men for about 7 years.
Yeah.
Seeing like just covered in whiskey, like you could smell the spirits through the TV when you watch Mad Men.
Okay, so let's get on to the main portion of our show this week, and we'll be talking about our hidden gems again. So these are films that we absolutely love that aren't exactly mainstream, that maybe not a lot of people know about. So I'm going to start with Mike. So what is your first pick for this episode?
My first pick would be Birdemic. So
this one.
I never heard of it. And it's actually called Birdemic Shock and Terror.
Okay, I've got it up now.
So it was written and produced by a game called James Negan.
Mm-hmm.
And he really liked The Birds, obviously, the film The Birds by who was it again, Jed?
Alfred Hitchcock.
Hitchcock. There you go. I knew I could just rely on Jed as like, who's this?
Most people know.
Instantly just goes, yeah. Well, Jed will just instantly just tell you which director anyway. But he was obsessed with it. But he also was obsessed with the idea of global warming. So he decided that he wanted to make a film that basically was like The Birds, but it was focused on global warming and the idea that if global warming got any further on, that the birds would start attacking people using anything that would cause global warming.
Like flamethrowers.
Well, Chris, you say that. These birds...
I'm being serious.
Yeah, I mean, these birds, though, they explode.
Nice.
Into massive, like, flame balls and stuff. It is...
Nice.
Utterly... it's utterly terrible. However, it's so good because James Negan actually thinks that it was a great film and that it's brilliant. So it's brilliant to watch because it's literally the most worst film that you will ever watch in your entire life. You'll end up pissing yourself laughing. The audio on it's terrible. Like literally two people will start talking and you can see the shot being set up, then the audio will click in and then they'll start talking. And then as soon as they're finished done talking, the audio will cut out. But then the film keeps going for a couple of seconds. It's like there's literally just no editing in it whatsoever. It is incredibly bad. The birds are like clip art, like animations. Like it's so bad that it's brilliant. And at first I was like, well, it's just so bad. But then watching it, knowing that the actual director and the writer thinks that it's actually a brilliant film, and the fact that he made 2 more films, I definitely think that should be in the list because it's fucking hilarious. Watch it with your friends, have a couple of drinks. I guarantee you'll sit there pissing yourself laughing all the way through it because it's fucking hilarious. And the guy literally did think, by the way, it looks like an 80s film. Literally came out in 2005.
It looks like it's shot on like
It's fucking terrible, but it's so good at the same time. It's just hilarious to watch. So yeah, that's my pick for number one.
Okay, Chris, what is your first pick?
My first pick is I am still going to go with it. It might still be known by people who listen to the podcast, but I'm still going with Mystery Men because I think Mystery Men's brilliant.
Yeah, starring Paul,
the Blue Raja.
Yeah, exactly. It's brilliant. So 1999 PG film, literally 1 minute over 2 hours long, and it's brilliant. It's got Greg Kinnear in it. It's got Paul Rubens in it. It's got Ben Stiller in it. But don't hold it against it because he's actually not too bad in this one.
You really don't like Ben Stiller, do you?
No, I don't. No, not at all. So yeah, but it's just dead funny, and all it is like these guys who like somebody, I don't even know who that was then, but somebody who kind of called that out. You've got they're like the worst superheroes ever. They're not even superheroes. They're just like these guys who dress up. Like one of them literally wears his son's like baseball vest and stuff like that, and one of them, like the Blue Raja, literally throws cutlery at people and stuff. And like Ben Stiller's superpower is he gets really angry. Not like hulks out or anything. Doesn't get any stronger or bigger or anything. Just gets angry. And
one of them can fly though. One of them can fly.
Well, the thing is, let's see. So you've got Captain Amazing, which is Greg Kinnear, who is like the actual superhero, but he's kind of buying into his own hype. He has all these sponsorships and stuff like that. And that's it. And you've got Invisible Boy, played by Kel Mitchell, as in Keenan and Kel. And the thing is, though, he can only turn invisible when no one's looking at him. As soon as you look at him, he becomes visible again. So
it's really good because like Shoveler. Which,
the Shoveler, the bowler.
You basically see his home life, and like his wife's like, you need to get a real job, and he's like, I have a real job.
It's brilliant, and they go after Casanova Frankenstein, who is played by the brilliant Jeffrey Rush, assisted by Eddie Izzard, and it's so camp and bizarre in the best way possible. And this is way before you had all these big superhero films coming out and so on. So. And I wouldn't fault it if they did something like this now, just as like a proper parody of it. But it's not like a daft parody, like the scary movie films got just a bit.
Yeah,
and
it was a bit over the top, take the piss.
This was like. Go on.
Before, you're right though, because this was before anything was massive. I suppose X-Men had come out, hadn't it? So it was more of a parody of X-Men.
Yeah. But to be fair, the pacing on this is arguably a bit better than some of the X-Men films.
I fully agree with you.
It's a thoroughly enjoyable film, and I know I did ask on the chat before, and I know Mike did say a lot of the people who listen to the podcast are probably aware of this. Obviously, Mike is. I don't know if I assume Ian's.
Yeah, I know.
Jed will definitely. Jed, definitely will be. Are you here still, Jed?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I always wanted the bowling ball that Janine Garofalo has. So it's like
with the skull in it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but at the same time, though, I talk to other people and they don't know it. So, yeah, I think if you're in the know, sort of thing, then you will know it. Obviously,
I think it had like Smash Mouth, like All Star before it was in Shrek.
It was from this film, and it's been used in every other film and TV show since. I'd like to say so. I'd also like to say, the Sphinx, played by Wes Studi, who was in the villain in Last Mohicans. Arguably one of the best movie endings ever, in my opinion. But so I forgot that he was actually in it. Just didn't recognise him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he had the mask on like all the time, and he was like quoting like really obscure things, like not even obscure things, but these little nuggets of wisdom that are just like, yeah, that doesn't even make sense.
I mean, it had Jeffrey Rush in it as well. He's like a Shakespearean actor. Like,
yeah, and he plays the bad guy so well. It's just it's brilliant. I love it. I'm gonna watch it now. Not now because I'm busy.
Right now.
Yeah, right now. So
I've just been looking through the Wikipedia, and Michael Bay had a cameo in as an evil frat boy.
That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, they had like Casanova Frankenstein had these little little gangs as his like minions and so on. You had the not so goody mob, literally played by the goody mob, and I remember the frat guys. Yeah, so that doesn't surprise me.
My favorite part of it is like going through like Google on it now is the fact that Rotten Tomatoes gives it a bad rating, which basically tells me it's a good film.
Yeah. Apparently, as well, Janan Garofalo actually turned down the part of the bowler, but changed her mind when she heard William H. Macy and Jeffrey Rush had signed on, which you would do, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, who's it? Jeffrey Rush. Really? Oh.
Tom Waits is the fella who makes their weapons as well.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. Tom Waits is in it. He's Dr. Ray Heller.
Yeah, he is.
And during the superhero auditions, you had Dane Cook and Doug Jones doing cameos as well.
Nice. Apparently, Jed, as well, after the release of it, the bowling ball manufacturer Ebonite actually made a ball with the skull in, just with a slightly less detailed version of the skull inside it as part of their super fun ball line. So there you go. You could actually potentially get one.
Between that and the one with Kingpin, it's got like a rose. Bill Murray's got like a rose in his.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, that is a fucking incredible fucking bowling ball, to be fair.
Nice.
Yeah. There's someone who went off on a tangent.
Okay, so let's move on to Jed. So what's your first pick, Jed?
My first pick would be Stay Tuned, which is a 1992 film with Pan Dwarber and John Ritter, where they like play a suburban couple who are sucked into the TV, but like they basically like go into the TV and they're just like flipping through channels and like to escape from this like demon TV world, but it's basically like a melting pot of every like early 90s like TV show. It's absolutely mental. It's got like Dwayne. It's got like a Wayne's World parody. Or it's like Dwayne's Underworld. It's like red hot poker in the eye cam. And
I know this film because you actually showed me this film, I think. And you're absolutely right. It's fucking bonkers.
It's rated PG. It's rated PG, but it's deceptively dark. Yeah, it's deceptively dark for kids. There's a bit where it goes like every single movie parody or TV show parody has like a demonic take on it, and it has like there's one where it's like kids in the back of the car, and it goes, "Do you need your kids to be quiet on long car rides?" And it goes, "You need the silencer of the lambs." And like all the kids are suddenly like dressed as Hannibal Lecter. And it has like an aerobics. An aerobics channel where it's like the Exorcist aerobics. It's like, okay, you gotta get a burn going, and then one of them bursts into flames, and it goes, okay, now everybody spin their heads, now vomit. It's like spewing up on the floor. It's absolutely crazy. It's the late great John Ritter plays the dad. There's actually another bit where there's another bit where he goes back. One of the shows that he goes into is Three's Company, which is a 80s or 70s sitcom that he was in, like on like American TV. And like the whole thing, but it ends with like one of the last scenes in it is like a really weird like salt and pepper rap video, and you couldn't get any more early 90s if you tried.
Eugene Levy literally plays a character called Crowley. Like,
I watched it. I watched it recently to refresh my mind, and Crowley's like slowly losing limbs to the point where it's just like Eugene Levy's just like hobbling about on a pair of crutches because like his arms and legs have fallen off. It's a deceptively dark like family movie that's like completely.
It's not really. It's definitely not a family movie. If anything, it was a piss take on family movies for adults, but it got mixed up. And at the time, it probably didn't have enough advertising, so it just got like put within them, and it wasn't designed for that. It was designed as a piss take. I would say my sort of like view on it. But yeah, it's funny. It's definitely funny.
It's just like
I'm just looking up now.
Of a million different 90s films. There's a Driving Over Miss Daisy. One of the darkest jokes in it as well is the bit where it's like two old men sat on the sofa, and it goes, "I can't feel my arm," and the other one goes, "I can't see," and it just goes, "Different strokes." That's just like that's the caliber of joke.
That is Rick and Morty level joke.
I can't remember that joke in it either. I remember going to see this at the cinema because my auntie used to live down south. So when she'd come up to visit, she'd take me to the cinema and I'd choose the film. I think I had a choice to see either Star Trek 6 or this film, and I chose this film. And she never forgave me for it. To be fair, I never forgave myself for it as well. But I do love it. It is a brilliant film.
Well,
and
Star Trek 6 is shit. To be fair,
he made Night of the Creeps, Monster Squad. Then he went to make RoboCop 3. He also co-wrote The Predator, though, so he's a bit of a messiah. But he actually worked on Star Trek as well. He was a consultant producer on Star Trek Enterprise. So he's had writing credits, but I think he's only made like 3 films. But this one has gained like cult status, and the best way I can describe it is The Goonies versus Universal Monsters. It's about a group of horror fans called the Monster Club, who are targeted by Dracula because they've been given Van Helsing's diary. And it's basically, it's all about them trying to hunt down this amulet that will either banish all evil from the world, so banish like all the monsters, or it will, like plunge mankind into total darkness for all time. The monsters in it are actually played by some really heavy hitters. So we'll start off by Frankenstein's monster was played by Tom Noonan. You might not know him by name, but you'll know at least one of his characters. So he played the Ripper in Last Action Hero. And here's the kicker he played. Now this is one of my other favourite films of all time. He played Francis Dolarhyde in Manhunter, which is the original Michael Mann adaptation of Red Dragon, which is about 10 times better than the actual Anthony Hopkins Red Dragon.
Brian Cox is Hannibal Lecter in him.
Yeah, he just has a very small part in it, and the film's about 10 times better. I mean, him just walking around at the end of the film, just walking around the house to in the Garden of Eden, shooting at everybody is just brilliant.
And Jed will back me up on this, but the fact that literally scary German guy is Leonardo Cimino, and and he's the Baron's doctor in June.
I was about to say that myself. Yeah, he played the doctor in June.
Yeah, and he was in Hudson Hawk, and he was in Waterworld. Some big friggin' heavy hitters. Yeah, absolutely.
Arguably as well, William Peterson wouldn't have been Grissom in CSI if he hadn't have been Will Graham in Manhunter. He's pretty much exactly the same character he is in Manhunter as he is in CSI.
Yeah, I suppose.
And with CSI, there was actually an episode where he caught a serial killer and was played by Tom Noonan. He's one he escaped at the end of the show. It was actually a really good one. Let's take a look. So Dracula was played by Duncan Rager, and anybody who's a fan of Star Trek, he played Shakar in Deep Space Nine. He was also in Air Bud 2, Air Pup, World Pup.
Oh yeah, well yeah, of course we all remember that.
Yeah.
Airbud 2, yeah, my favorite film.
The best of the Airbud film.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Fucking.
Now, John Greaves, who played the Wolfman in it, the one who has nards, who gets kicked in the nuts, played Uncle Rico in Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh right.
And the Gill Man was played by special effects with Tom Woodruff Jr. So he's worked, a lot of films like basically, if it's a special effects monster makeup in an 80s film, Tom Woodruff Jr. has been involved in it, but he was actually in the suit, and it was the like the Gill Man. I think it's like how many times have you seen a Gill Man in a horror film? It's like, well, you got the
twice.
You got the what do you mean? Not exactly correct, Christopher. So there was actually a trilogy of Creatures from the Black
Don't know how many
films.
times I've seen it.
So there was 3 Creatures from the Black Lagoon films. The second one had Clint Eastwood in it, and obviously Monster Squad, but he's never been in a film since, unless you count The Shape of Water, but I don't.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah,
I need to watch the film because I've not watched it, so I will watch it. But
I consider it one of my holy grails because it got released on VHS over here, but I don't think it's ever been released on DVD or Blu-ray. I think it's been released in the States, but that's it. They actually made a documentary. So the lad who played the lead character in it, he actually made a documentary called Wolfman's Got Nards. I downloaded it a while ago, and it was on Amazon Prime about 2 years ago. Because I remember downloading and taking it when camping with Tommy. So like 2 o'clock in the morning on
Apple TV. It's on Apple TV.
Nice.
That's you can rent it on. Was that?
Yeah, £3.49 on Apple TV. Yeah,
$2.49 on Amazon Prime. But yeah, so Monster Squad's it's still one of my all-time greatest films. It is my holy grail for DVD and Blu-ray. So if you're listening at Anchor Bay, please release this film. I would love you for a long time. Okay, so we're going to go all the way back to the beginning and go, Mike, what is your second choice?
My second choice, because I'm a massive fan of South Park and anything that Matt Stone and Trey Parker put out, my second film will be Cannibal the Musical.
Oh, I thought you were say Orgasmo then.
No. Orgasmo is fantastic, but like Cannibal the Musical is definitely underrated. It's probably one of the best films to watch if you've been enjoying the old Wacky Backy, because it's fucking hilarious, and yet it's actually got a really good plot. However, it was like one of their first films that they ever made, and Trey Parker is literally headlined in the cast at the start. Matt Stone is not. Matt Stone is like just a cast member. Trey Parker wrote, directed, did every fucking thing in this film. Matt Stone basically was just another actor in the film.
Just a dude.
Yeah, just a dude. And that's kind of where they started connecting, was during this film. And it is literally just about 5 cowboys in the West, and the gold's running out in the area, and someone says that they get told about, if you go to Colorado, then there's gold in the hills in Colorado.
In them there hills.
Yeah, in them there hills. And so they start getting up a team and heading towards Colorado, and things start going a little bit wrong. Well, literally, Trey Parker's act. To be fair, at the beginning, the very, very beginning is literally a trial, and it's Alfred Packer, which is Trey Parker's character, and he's in a trial because they're saying that he literally murdered people.
That's
in a murder trial.
Yeah.
and they're trying to prove them, and he tells the story, and it's genuinely one of the funniest fucking things that I've ever watched. I don't want to spoil it because as much as it's been out for a very long time, it's also incredibly fucking funny. And if anyone like has ever like watched the oh my god, what's the musical called that they did?
On the Book of Mormon.
Oh yeah, the Book of Mormon. I went to watch it myself. If you've watched the Book of Mormon, it's the origin story of the Book of Mormon. It genuinely is. Like, so you watch this and then watch the Book of Mormon. This is the origin story of it. Like, I guarantee you will just fucking laugh your ass off. I genuinely don't want to like say too much about it, but there's just it's like South Park in real life on acid. And it
also shows that Trey Parker had like incredible musical writing skills,
actually,
like straight off the bat.
Yeah,
some of the
like
numbers
instantly.
Like,
how old is he in this? It's like about 19 years old.
Like fresh out of high school, practically.
Yeah, pretty much. And like his musicality is fantastic. His film production is fantastic. He literally could have just done films, but he ended up doing animation. But genuinely, he's that good. And it just shows that how good he is in this. But it was in conjunction with Trauma movies that did like Toxic Avenger and stuff like that. So
there's a drunken director's commentary on the DVD as well. It's probably like
is there really?
It's one of the best director's commentary tracks that you'll ever hear. It's
okay,
just,
as soon as we finish this podcast, I'm going to go and listen to that because that sounds fucking awesome.
It's just Trey Parker and Matt Stone get drunk and just like watch the film and just like
Matt Stone and Trey Parker just doing anything just makes me laugh. And like the fact that they turned up to the Golden Globes on acid is the best thing.
It was the Oscars. It was the Oscars, yeah.
Oh, it was the Oscars. That's even better.
Yeah, they had one dresses. They had one rule between. They had one rule between each other. Anytime anyone asked about the dresses, they would just automatically go to like, "It's a wonderful night, and we're really looking forward to everything." And it's just there, like he's like chewing gum, like with his eyes like closed, like holding on to each other, like they don't know what time of day it is at all.
Oh, it's so fucking good, and this is why they are like probably the best fucking film writers that I've ever seen in my life. But that. At the time, literally, Trey didn't have Matt Stone as a writer with him. So this is why Cannibal the Musical is my hidden gem, because they weren't actually a duo at that time. It was Trey who did everything. It wasn't till after that like Matt Stone became his literal living heterosexual partner.
Mm-hmm. As Jay said, heterosexual life, mate.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, it's 30 years old, but now that film.
Is it? Oh, Jesus Christ.
1993 again.
Show my age. But yeah, of course it is. But it's fucking amazing though. Like, just I implore people to watch it, and like if you can find it, because it's not exactly easy to find, but it's well worth watching.
Okay, so we'll move on. And Chris, I'm really looking forward to yours. What is your second pick?
What do you mean? Second?
Yeah.
No, I'm only joking. Yeah, right. So my second one is from 1982, which coincidentally is actually the year I was born, which I didn't know that actually. Wow. That's crazy. Anyway, it's the...
You didn't know you were born in 1982?
No, I didn't know that. Wow.
My God.
That's mental.
I know the year that I was born in.
Yeah, well, it's all hit and miss, isn't it? So,
yeah.
It's the animated film, The Flight of Dragons, which is...
I fucking love this film.
I remember, like, I had this on video, probably taped off the TV as so many things were back then and so on and so forth. And, I mean, I can't even remember when it was I first saw this, but I was already like fairly young when I started like playing Dungeons and Dragons with my uncle, because he had like the first edition stuff and so on and so forth. And it was stuff like this that really got me set onto like fantasy stuff. And it's got some brilliant talent in it, because you've got James Earl Jones does voices in it. Bob McFadden does voices in it. It's brilliant. Even Don McLean's on here, although he was uncredited apparently. So, but the whole idea is that you have these 4 wizards, and they're all different colors. So you have a green one, a red one, a blue one, and a yellow one. And the green, yellow, and blue are agreeing that the role of magic...
The black one doesn't get represented.
What black one? There is no. I didn't.
He's making a bad joke.
No, that's shocking. Anyway, yeah. So they all kind of meet up and agree that like that magic and stuff is kind of waning in the world, sort of thing. So they decide that they're going to create this like a little bubble sort of thing, this little realm of their own, so that they can preserve how they do things, and it's somewhere for all the magical things to go and live, and so on and so forth. And the red one, who's a bit of a prick, he decides that no, he's gonna use this opportunity to kind of take over the world. And the green one kind of tries to get together this little group, this little team, to do a quest to try and steal the Red Wizard's crown, because that's where his power comes from. And in doing so, a guy called Peter Dickinson, who is a writer from Boston, is actually called back through time and space and what have you to kind of lead the team. Unfortunately, right at the very beginning,
the guitarist in the Libertines.
Yeah. Right at the very beginning, the red wizard sends his dragon to go and kidnap him, and the green wizard kind of defends him with a spell, and he actually merges Peter with one of the dragons, and so he has to learn how to be a dragon and all this sort of thing, and then then they go off and they do this little quest and what have you. But it's just really, really cool, and I did quite like how it was very much kind of like science and technology pitted against like magic and wonder and all this sort of thing, because the writer Peter, he's very much like a modern day sort of person, and even when he's a dragon, he's there going like, yeah, but how do you fly though? And this other dragon is like trying to teach him, look, you eat this rock and it helps you fly. It's that simple. And he's there going, yeah, but what? And it's like, well, it's limestone. So the limestone, like, dissolves in your stomach and it produces this gas, and that lifts you up, and how do you come back down? Well, you breathe fire. So, well, how does that work? And there's like a thing in the mouth that like sparks electricity, which ignites the gas, and that's how they breathe fire. And so he's trying to process it from like a modern day perspective and sort of thing, and kind of going, well, how does this work and how does this work? But obviously magic is real in this kind of, in this age, in this kind of world and so on. So
yeah, it's a D&D sort of style thing, really. Looking at it looks like it's heavily inspired by D&D.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's really cool. They find they find friends and allies along the way, and so on and so forth. And eventually they kind of
they've got Don McLean as a fucking bard in it.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. But yeah, and it's really, really good. And and like I said, the voices are brilliant. The animation, it's getting on a bit sort of thing, but it's pretty cool for the most part and what have you. And then right at the end, everybody kind of kicks off and what have you. They send the Red Wizards send all these dragons, but the good guys have found this like flute that puts them all to sleep. And And then I think the only one who's not asleep is like the Red Wizard's like personal dragon, but the green dragons, the dragon that Peter's merged with, because he's a dragon, he's asleep as well. So it all kind of goes tits up. But then eventually he kind of somehow unmerges himself, like philosophically something. He kind of goes like, well, two things can't exist in the same space at the same time, and so here I am. And the Red Wizard's like got all his arms turn into dragon heads, and he's got all these dragon heads like coming out his back and all this sort of thing. And he's like casting spells. He's like coming out with all these kind of conjurations and mystical words and stuff like that. And Peter's kind of fighting back using, not even using modern day thing. That kind of sounds like he builds himself a laser gun or something like that. But he's just like kind of asserting the kind of the modern day that he ends up kind of like reciting like different aspects of science, like astronomy and physics and geometry and mathematics and trigonometry and all this sort of thing. And he wins and so on. But then and it's all very nice because the Green Wizard's daughter fancies him, so she goes off and joins him in the modern world. So which is nice. But it's pretty cool. I don't think I've really spoiled anything because it's not exactly, it's not exactly the Meg or anything like that. A hardcore novel. But it's pretty cool. So it's good. I would watch it at least once. It's in the same sort of vein as The Last Unicorn, which I suspect I might actually be from the same studio, but I can't remember. So
okay.
Like animation style does seem like that. I mean,
it seems similar, doesn't it?
But to what you said, Chris.
Yeah, it kind of.
My memory's similar.
Yeah, it's very much like The Last Unicorn, The Secret of Nim, all these kind of like fantasy animation sort of style things from like the early 80s. So yeah. But if you haven't watched it and you just fancy a bit of I would watch it. It is really good. Apparently, it's loosely based on the novel The Dragon and the George. Is that right? By
George
Gordon.
and the Dragon.
No, The Dragon and the George by Gordon R. Dixon.
Oh no, I have seen that. Yes. So, I've seen that animation as well. Dragon and the George. Yeah.
And apparently, and
it's very similar animation as well. Like this is like, it's that sort of like 80s animation that is kind of cool, but it's stealing from anime, but
very much kind of stealing from anime,
but also making it Western. And it became massive. Like this is the reason that because anime was dying in Japan at the time.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden it became massive in the 80s in America and in the UK and all over Europe, and then it flip-flopped. Because it was dying it genuinely was dying in like Japan and like most of Asia, and then it flip-flopped back again, and it was because
it was this like Western kind of like the West like taking it on and kind of applying like using it for themselves, but kind of like renewing the interest in the style.
Yeah, and it was like this reinvigoration of it. And,
exactly.
Harry Morgan was in it as well, who played Colonel Potter in MASH.
Yes, he was. He was the voice of the Green Wizard. You had Bob McFadden, who I think was the voice of Snarf in Thundercats. He was like a knight. And you had, who was the other one?
John Ritter played Peter.
You had James Gregory was in it, although I can't remember. But yeah, James Earl Jones was in it.
He's the villain.
So yeah,
it's one of them like it's one of them typical Rankin Bass like family movies, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, my first memories of it, I remember seeing it on ITV when I was really young, probably same time when Chris watched it.
Yeah.
Always stuck in my head, especially the ending when when Melisande and Peter met in the pawn shop.
Yes.
In the modern
That's
world.
PAWN.
Why did you have to do the little? Why did you have to do the little cough after porn?
Because I just realised what I'd
Child.
said, and I thought one of you pair was going to jump on it.
No, we don't. It's you that does that.
No. Anyway, so can we just move on? So what I was about to say was, the film always stuck with me, but I'd never heard of it ever since.
Yeah.
When I was in the late teens, it was on the summer on Cartoon Network when they used to show like an animated film every day, and I managed to record at that time. So
nice.
Able to watch it, and I watched it. I had that copy on VHS for years. I've just looked up now, so apparently it was released on Blu-ray in 2018. So I have to look it up because that's
nice. Yeah, it was actually theatrically released in 1986, but it was distributed for whatever reason on video in 1982. So yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it was made in 1982. Sorry, and released theatrically in 1986.
I think it was. I definitely remember seeing it when I was like quite young, so probably around
it is probably quite likely that because that did happen sometimes where they'd release something to straight to VHS and it becomes so popular that it would become a thing that people wanted to see in cinemas.
Yeah,
did it in America. Certain TV piles like Battlestar
Galactica. Absolutely, yeah.
In Europe, it was released in the cinemas, same as the Spider-Man 1970 TV show part that was released in the cinemas over here as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move on now to Jed. And what's your second choice?
Yeah, so my second choice is the 2002 like black comedy Death to Smoochy, which is directed by Danny DeVito, but it stars Robin Williams and Edward Norton as like two rival children's television hosts, and like Robin Williams is the one who has a fall from grace in the first like 5 minutes of the film, and then he's just constantly trying to like sabotage the career of Edward Norton's character, who was Sheldon Mopes, who was Smoochy the Rhino. Robin Williams plays Rainbow Randolph Smiley, and it's just like the most unhinged, sort of weird sort of antagonist film going. Really, it's just like has like constant like weird creepy characters who show up trying to like. Edward Norton plays like a naive like children's TV entertainer who like dresses up as a rhino to give he's like the teacher out of Beavis and Butthead. He's just like a proper like hippie that wants to like help everybody and like hold hands and stuff, and everyone else around him is just like really corrupt and sinister, and they tried to get him to like embezzle money from like a charity ice skating thing. It's one of the most unhinged, literally just bizarre pieces of like early 2000s just like faff. I don't even think it was very popular. I think it was probably like a bit of a box office bomb when it came out.
In all honesty, Jed, I've never watched this. I'm just looking at it now, and I'm assuming that it was like inspired by Barney the Dinosaur type sort of level stuff. Yeah.
It's a very
never seen
Barney
it.
the Dinosaur film. Yeah,
I don't know how I've never seen this, because like the people in it and the look of it, it looks well up my street. Like it genuinely does. Like it looks fucking hilarious.
Robin Williams is kind of like Krusty the Clown. He's just like he's dead corrupt, and he's like literally like trying to sell merchandise for everything, and he gets like knocked down in an FBI bus for like get kids on the show, like people who want their parents to like get their kids on the show. He's like taking like backhands of like briefcases and money and loses his TV show. So he just becomes like out for revenge against Edward Norton, who's this like completely naive like children's TV presenter who's like completely over and above his head, and it's one of the daftest plots you've ever heard of, but like it's just absolutely bizarre. And Robin Williams just steals the show as everywhere. You can tell the certain scenes where they Yeah, there's certain scenes where you can tell they've just literally just had a blank page, and they just had Robin Williams does Robin Williams on the page, and they just let him do whatever he wants and that, and he's at his most unhinged best in this, and it's 2002, so it's one of his later career films. But yeah, I mean it's directed by Danny DeVito as well, so it's one of the rare films where he sort of directs and stars in it, and he's the most corrupted person in the whole film.
Well, Danny DeVito though, like, I mean, you only have to watch fucking Always Sunny to understand that Danny DeVito is a bonkers person. He will do anything just to make people laugh, and he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit.
Have you ever seen the DVD extra from Always Sunny? And Charlie Day, he sits down and he goes, "Hey, it's your turn, Charlie." And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Do you remember when you signed the contract? When we signed on to book DeVito, every season one of us has got to blow him, and it's your turn." He goes, "I didn't agree to that." He goes, "You did. Look at the contract." And he goes, "What?" And then he goes to Danny DeVito's trailer to talk him out of it, and he's there in a bathrobe and nothing else. And, he goes, nice. I can't do this, Danny. You're a married man. What about Rita Perlman, your wife?" And he goes, "I don't know. Why don't you ask her?" And comes in, and it's Rhea Perlman's like, "Come on, Charlie, get some chapstick and get on your knees." Yeah. And he goes, "Why is Ralph Macchio here?" And the karate kid is sat in the corner eating pizza, and he goes, "Come on, just get to it, Charlie. But we've got a show to make."
Yeah, it's the funniest fucking thing ever. I genuinely have seen that, and it is fucking hilarious. This looks really good. Yeah, this looks really good. This after Smoochy.
Yeah.
Also, if anyone does want to watch it, you can rent it on Apple TV. £3.49. That's actually pretty decent.
Are you getting kickbacks from Apple TV or something?
Yes. No, because that's the only place that you can actually watch it at the moment.
It's not on Amazon Prime.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm just telling people where they can actually go watch it. But at the moment, the only way to actually rent it, other than what I would normally do, it is on Apple TV. I mean, that takes to the high seas.
I've only just noticed that the first choice that I had in my hidden gems, the wife in Stay Tuned, was actually Mindy in Mork and Mindy. And Robin Williams obviously was Mork.
Yeah, it absolutely was, yeah.
So I've managed to do a Mork and Mindy, unintended Mork
genuinely,
and Mindy,
Mork and Mindy.
Double pair there.
Nice.
Shazbot. Shazbot. Nanu.
What a show.
I've had that as my ringtone for years. That Mork calling Orson. Come in, Orson.
Come in, you giant headness.
The age backwards, don't they? And they had in one of the later series, they had an elderly baby.
That episode of Rick and Morty with the giant heads, that was definitely inspired by fucking Mork and Mindy.
Show me what you've got.
Yeah, it's genuinely got to be inspired by Mork and Mindy, right? It's not just me. Because that's what he did. At the end of every show, he's talked to a giant head.
This is true, but you don't see the giant head in the show.
No, but I think they kind of took that idea and just went, well, they just wanted entertainment, so they would go to each Earth and send somebody down there to show that the Earth can actually entertain them.
Mork and Mindy used to be a staple of summer holidays on Channel 4. It used to be Mork and Mindy, and then they'd have Batman. They'd have the Batman, the Adam West Batman, and Mork and Mindy.
And then Happy Days.
Yeah.
Happy Days, and then there was also
Witch.
What was it?
The Witch. Mork first appeared in before he had a spin-off in Mork and Mindy.
And they'd have what else was there? The Wonder Years. The Wonder Years got fucking played fucking shit tons.
Yeah.
Channel 4 had that dead obscure Australian kids TV show that was he was in a band. Was it Pugwall? and he's like in some band with his mates and that. It was just some like Australian teen in the 80s, and for some reason Channel 4 would like show the same 10 episodes every summer holidays, just like day after day.
Channel 4 would play
because they
some
only had-
crazy, like Australian shit all the time. Like they'd play like fucking Round the Twist, and I know for a fact
big
Ian
Oh,
will tell
Round the
you
Twist
about
was
that.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah, I knew these guys would be like. Yeah.
I used to have a nightmare. Like every time I would see the same episode of Round the Twist, where there was one where there was a lad and he had he was wearing gloves and he was in a wheelchair, and like the daughter, like the eldest daughter, like tries to become his mate and that, and he takes off his gloves and he's just like growing loads of fingernails and that. But it turns out that he's like a mermaid or something, and like he's just like jumped into the sea, and the nails were like his scales because he's turning into a fish.
You can actually watch them all on YouTube, and it's still just as fucked. It's still just as fucked. Like, it's well worth watching.
One of the kids in Round the Twist had an earring that like became like a rubbish magnet, and like he'd get like bits of like rubbish and just come flying towards him and that.
Yeah, I need to watch that show again. Need to remind me.
We've gone off on a tangent again, though.
Yeah, okay, right. So what we'll do is we're going to move on to the last pick of the episode, and this is mine. It's from 1984. Let me just put this into context. So I'll give you a bit of a backstory. So Mike might remember this because we both lived in the same area back in the 80s, and it was remember the shop you work in back in the 80s.
When it was Nevins, yeah.
Was it Nevins? I was thought.
It was Nevins. It was Four Boys and then Nevins.
But you remember when you used to be able to rent VHSs from there?
No.
When I was a kid, you'd go in there and you'd have like a little wall. It was in the corner, and you'd have like VHS you could rent. I always remember, and this is when I was a kid. I remember going in video stores and always being fascinated by the covers, especially in the horror.
I half grew up in Liverpool as well, by the way. So like,
okay,
and I could probably get knockoff versions of it in Liverpool. So no, we never rented from a Murder Show shop.
Okay, I never, but I just always remember the video covers, and there was always this one cover, and it was a fella holding like a big shotgun, wearing like all leather, and just like this battle helmet. Couldn't remember the name of it, but the image always stuck in my head. Cut forward to about 12, 13 years ago. I was living back in my parents' house, and there was a film that was on, like just the end of a film that was on Sky Movies called Bukaroo Banzai. The Adventures of Bukaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension. I thought, okay, this is a weird film. So when it first got Netflix in 2012, it was like the first film I watched, and I thought to myself, okay, this film's it's all right. But over the years, the more I've watched this film, the more I love it. It's actually become one of my holy grails, and I managed finally to get a physical copy of it on Blu-ray. I've managed to find it in CEX in Preston. It stars the brilliant Peter Weller from who played RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop. Yeah.
He was in He played Batman, the Dark Knight Returns films, and then he was also in Star Trek Into Darkness, playing the secondary antagonist. He plays Dr. Bukaroo Banzai. He's half Japanese, half American. He's a rocket scientist. He's a brain surgeon. He's a rock star, and he's how
dare you skip the film Leviathan?
Oh shit, he was in that as well. He was. That's another film for another episode.
He's in Naked Lunch as well.
Yeah, he is.
Less said about that, the better.
So yeah, he plays Bukaroo Banzai. He tours with other scientists. So it's like he's got his own little group of scientists called the Hong Kong Cavaliers, and they all play in a band together. Got two famous actors in it. One's Jeff Goldblum, who plays New Jersey, who's a brain surgeon as well, and he walks around in a 1950s cowboy outfit for most of the film. And there's also Clancy Brown, who played the Kurgan.
Oh yes,
in the films. He was in Starship Troopers. He was is it Mr. Crab? Mr. Krabby? I don't know. I don't watch it.
Mr. Krabs money.
And he also played
Mr. Krabs.
Played Lex Luthor in the DC animated universe as well.
He was Byron Hadley in the Shawshank Redemption as well. He's just like the massive prison guard.
Oh yeah, he was as well.
Believe it or not, Peter Weller was actually in Butch and the Sundance Kid as well.
Was he?
Yeah, 1979. Yeah.
Nice.
What? You've never seen Butch and the Sundance Kid?
Butch Cassidy? I've never seen it.
No.
Oh my god, that is a great film, by the way. Well worth watching.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting. I'm going to interrupt more though.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's about Dr. Bukaroo Banzai. He's a rock star. He's a physicist, and he develops a device that can help travel through solid matter. And he somehow uncovers that there's been a secret alien race living on Earth since the 30s, when the War of the Worlds was on. Because actually, War of the Worlds wasn't a hoax. It wasn't a story. It actually happened. But these aliens, the red lectoids from Planet 10, actually appeared in this town, and Orson Welles actually caught it all and was, telling the world about it. But he hypnotized them to say, "Oh no, it was a play." So then these other enemy aliens who are good, called the Black Lectoids, and they they basically threaten to destroy the Earth if they don't stop their leader, John Warfaren, played by the amazing John Lithgow. He's just like he is in Santa Claus the movie. He's just tuned the scenery. I mean, John Lithgow just plays a brilliant villain, especially one that just goes over the top.
He's one of them rare actors who can do he can do serious really well, and then but he can literally in a split second his comic timing can be turned on. He's in Dexter, the best series of Dexter season 4. He's the primary antagonist of the whole series, and he's just he's the most sinister character that's ever been on television. But he's also the dad from Third Rock from the Sun.
Yeah, he's also the dad in Orange County, although you don't really see him much. So
I haven't seen that film in years.
It's good that I like Orange County. I won't.
With Jack Black.
Orange County is a really great film, to be fair.
Yeah, and isn't it Tom Hanks' lad as well?
Yeah, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Good stoner film.
Yeah, not too serious. No, just yeah.
John Lithgow also played Yoda in the radio serials of the start of Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi as well. So he was doing a play in London, and we got him into the studio to record Yoda's lines for the radio play, which is quite good. I didn't even realize until I had the credits. Also, one of his underlings is played by Christopher Lloyd. I think he made this just before he filmed Back to the Future. But it's just one of these completely bonkers films, and it's like I said, at first I thought, okay, this film's stupid, and then the more you watch it, just the more you like it, the more little in jokes you see. It's actually on Amazon Freevee at the moment, so if you want to watch it, give it a try. I absolutely adore this movie now, and it's probably one of my favorites. Kevin Smith was actually going to make a sequel to it, a sequel series, but unfortunately, it never came to a.
Well, that's thankful that he never did that, because as much as I like Kevin Smith, his retakes on things are not that good. No, I'm not a fan of his retakes on other people's work.
I thought his He-Man, the Masters of the Universe was actually quite good.
I think he took the piss a little bit too much.
I don't think. I thought it was actually quite. I think it's better than the other other adaptations.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but but I think he kind of went too far, taking the piss. Yeah. With it, and I'm not a massive fan of it. His original works, some of them are brilliant, some of them are terrible. Obviously, there's some shit that he's fucking produced.
What's the one with the clown Like, there's a film, isn't there? There's, like, I don't know if he directs it, but I think he wrote it. Is it the guy who plays what's the other? Not Randall, the other guy out of Clerks, and he's like a clown.
Dante.
Yeah. There's like a
Dante
film where he's
Higgs.
there's a film
Yeah,
where he's like a clown.
oh yeah. Is that the it's like the really debauched version of like no, it's literally begins with the D. I can't remember what it's called now though.
It's called Vulgar.
Oh, Vulgar, that's it. It's literally called Vulgar.
Never.
Oh, it's so bad.
Might have to
The idea of it is that like it's just entirely the clown that comes at the start of Clerks, that was his idea at first. Like, it wasn't Clerks that he wanted to do, it was this Vulgar film, and he done it after Clerks, and it's just terrible. It's fucking awful. So Jed's fully on board there. Like he's
Yeah, it's just Brian O'Halloran. That's his name. He's like He's just like a depressed clown who's like just like can't catch a break. He's basically Dante, but a clown.
I think Kevin Smith at the time felt a bit like that, and that's what he wanted to write. So it kind of makes sense. But yeah, it's not a very free film.
Yeah. So let's just rein it back in a bit more. So yeah, if you want to watch Bukaroo Banzai, I can't recommend it enough. What I always recommend is just watch it. Just watch it a few times, and what I say is the more you watch it, the more you see the inside jokes, the little details. It's a film I absolutely adore. Also, just while we're on the subject of Amazon Freevee, the first two Ninja Turtles movies on there from 1990 and The Secret Use, two of the better Turtle movies. So I would, if you want to watch a good Turtles movie, get onto Amazon Freevee.
Someone where they have like
not an advert again. We'll point out we're not advertising these things.
Yeah, we're not.
Like when I point out Apple TV and like Ian points out Amazon Freevee, we're not advertising these fuckers.
No, we're not.
Like,
it's just just things we can
get
recommend.
You can get some good stuff on Freevee. There's like the mini series of the Dune mini series that were like made by the Sci-Fi Channel and then just shelved. Yeah. They're all on Freevee to watch. They're quite naff. It's got like the production value of like the Lex from the 90s. It's like that.
God, I remember Lex. I thought that was good at the time as well, and then like, oh god,
you go back to it. Yeah,
that was really weird as well. It started off like as though it was like going to be dead serious, and then it just went really weird.
Malcolm McLaren like shows up in Malcolm McDowell. He shows up in like the second episode. It's just Tim Curry's in like the first two episodes. One of the first episodes of Lex as well. He's like a hologram in the library.
Tim Curry would do anything for money then, because he also... Do you remember what he fucking did for Command and Conquer?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. Anyone's ever played any computer game ever and seen any memes will know that Tim Curry did the spice thing instead of saying space, because he was trying to do a Russian accent.
Any 90s full motion video game is just like the height of cheese, though. Like, it's the same.
Mark Hamill in Wing Commander.
Yeah, Mark Hamill in Wing Commander was fucking off. It was Wing Commander 4, was it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't think it was in every single one. I think I think it was Wing Commander 4 that like Mark Hamill was in. But I could be wrong.
Okay. While I've just been talking, I've just loaded up Amazon Freevee now to see what the films are on. They've got UHF starring Weird Al Yankovic, which is a film I absolutely loved as a kid. Dog Soldiers. They've got
Dog Soldiers
is great. Yeah.
Life Force. The 51st Date shot in Liverpool.
Yeah, that's brilliant as well.
It's got one film. Brilliant.
Yeah. Selling fucking pills out of an ice cream van and then drugging some police officers. That's pretty fucking funny.
That wasn't it. That was 51st Date. That was going off big time.
Oh, was that
50
going up
First
big
Date
time?
with Samuel L. Jackson and Robert Carlyle.
Same thing. Though. Is it all
Yeah.
about fucking MDMA anyway?
Yeah. It does have one shit film on there which I absolutely despise, which I'm going to cover in the later episode, which is fucking Mac and Me.
Mac and Me, we're not talking about that.
We're not talking about that. I'm going with this. Yeah, but I think we're going to talk about films we hate in the future, and I'm going to talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Paul Rudd.
Got good TV shows as well. It's got The Greatest American Hero, which is one of my all-time favorite shows as a kid. So yeah. So that's it. So we will be back next episode when we actually will be discussing the Indiana Jones films. Once we've actually seen the new ones. Anybody else seen it yet?
Not yet, no.
I've seen half
It's
of it.
not available on VOD yet, so no.
No, okay. All right then. Well, thank you very much for joining us this week. Jed, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. Chris, always nice to speak to you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And Mike, love you, buddy.
Love it too.
Okay. Well, that's us for this after. Well, that's it for this week.
Hang on. No, wait. What was that about? What the fuck? Ugh.
I don't know.
You said you love me, and I said I love you back, and you went ugh. You cunt.
No, no.
Fuck you.
I'm pissed off because I just stripped over my lines. And you know what? This episode absolutely out the park, and I'll wait till the end of the episode to get fucking back.
What's up with him now?
It's got that explicit rating. Just had to get it in there before the end.
Yeah.
How many fucks have we had? 7.
7?
Add an extra one.
Yeah.
Like in Wayne's World when they're at the drive-through when you get half-pounded egg Ukin and a 2.5 pounds of patty burger, 2 dozen donuts, and a black coffee. Yeah.
When I worked in the advertising studios, we used to always get phone calls, from salesmen from people trying to sell you stuff. So I'd always do that trick. So the phone was broken, and just used to do that constantly every time they called. It got to the point now when my boss used to just hand me the phone whenever a sales call came through.
What a rebel!
Yeah. Okay, well, that's it. It's been an absolutely brilliant episode. We'll be back next time when we're discussing Indiana Jones, and it's a goodbye from me.
It's a goodbye from the rest of us. See you later, dudes.
That's it. Cool. We're done.
Cool.
I kind of like that as an ending, to be fair.
Get the clacker board. Get the clacker board.
Get the clacker board. No, I kind of like that. Sort of like as a just like a nah, we're all fucked. Right, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the X-Men, the end of the X-Men ones, we just completely drained.
So everyone just drops the mic. Fuck off.
Or Craig just leaves the episode, and we're still.
Oh, Jesus. Well, yeah, the early episodes are brilliant for that. Every single fucking time. This is it, Jed. Because obviously you carry on. Because obviously, but Craig, we all say goodbye, and Craig would just drop the mic and literally just leave as soon as you say goodbye. And it's like, no, we're going to talk afterwards.
That's like me in a work meeting. It's like anything. As soon as everyone says, "Does anyone else got anything to add?" I'm like, nope.
No, bye. Fuck off.
Bye.
The revolution will not be televised. It will be podcasted. And remember, a hand job from a deaf person counts as oral. Until we meet again.
The Geese Dance Right Back is brought to you by Studio Grey School.